What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to brighten up the place. Let's get into this conversation. I just previously talked about this, so I just thought it was kind of funny. I don't know. Maybe I doubt it, but maybe he listened to my podcast and decided to speak on this. But I previously did a conversation talking about Diddy, Puffy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs, Love, whatever the freak his name is these days, and how he gave his artists from the label their publishing back. Now, the story was that he allegedly declined a 9-figure deal and instead gave his former Bad Boy Records artists their publishing rights. So the story comes from Afrotech, and it says that Cameron, he shared via Instagram that his friend Maze had finished signing paperwork and regained his publishing from Diddy. And the deal came after he claimed in 2020 that Diddy kept his publishing for over 2 decades, and paid him $20,000 for the right to get his stuff back, right? To gain control over what he created, over his work, over his art. But now they're claiming that Diddy rejected a 9-figure deal for Bad Boy Records' entire portfolio and instead is giving his label's former artists their publishing rights back. And so that was the story. And my question was this thing that he was doing because it was getting up to the time that it's claimed that at a point of, I believe, 35 years, if they put a claim on it, they have to get it back. So it's like, oh, I'll just do it because it's getting upon that expiration date, or is he doing something that's supposed to be admirable, that's going to be helping his artists? Well, one of his former artists, it doesn't sound like he's feeling it. Doesn't sound like he is seeing the love, every pun intended. He's seeing the love in this gift, quote unquote. So he's speaking on it. So this is from the Neighborhood Talk. Mark Curry, he's speaking on it. So I'm going to play this clip.
Come on, let's talk. Puff Daddy gave the publisher back. Whoop-de-doo. What's it worth? What was it worth 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and what's it worth now? What did he give you back? I'm telling you, he gave me mine back a long time ago. I was the first person he called. They said, Mark, I want you to be the first person that know this. I'm giving all my artists back their publishing, which is equivalent to giving back your girlfriend after he done poked her in the booty and raped her and did everything that he got all of the worth out. It's like a spider went in and sucked all of the insides out of it and then give it back. That's disrespectful. I told her, why don't you just keep it and pay me? I don't want the publishing. I want the money. Come on, y'all think he doing a good thing because he give back some publishing? Come on, man. It's not worth anything. And then he don't have the Ciroc or the DeLeon, and then he going to give $1 million to Jackson State like he doing some human. Come on, let it seem like everybody like, oh, Puffy gives all his artists back their money. I mean, they publishing. So what? This shit ain't even worth like $400 a year, $300 a year. It's not worth nothing. You can't do nothing. Most of these songs that all of the artists have, ain't nobody gonna come back and license them for movies later on, or shine Bad Boy for Life, what kind of nigga slang bang in the street. Nah, that's not like Bon Jovi. That's not like the Police. You know what I mean? We talking about songs that publishing that got long legs. It ain't really no long leg publishing coming out of it except for the one he got with every breath, every step you take, and all of that kind of stuff. Ain't nothing else valuable over the G-Dep. And it seemed like everybody like, oh, Puffy gives all this art.
All right. So he's sharing his thoughts. That's Mark Curry. And he's calling him out. And you know what? I'm glad to hear one of the artists actually saying something, because I was just sharing my opinion and it sounds like I was right, because I said the exact same thing that he said. I may not have said it in the way that he said it, But I said that exact same thing with regards to the music and who would want to come along at this point in time right now and want to purchase any of the music. Most of it is older, not knocking it, because I still like a lot of the music, but it's because that is just stuff that I listened to back during that time, right? But I'm just saying, what movie, what commercial, whatever it could be, where they want to use music to license for their projects, which one of them do you think is going to be selecting anything from the Bad Boy catalog? Seriously. Especially when you have so much fresh and new stuff that's coming out now. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of the people now that's coming out, they want to be more independent and they want more control over their stuff because they want to be able to control the narrative, definitely, but absolutely, they want to be able to control the money. They want to be able to have the opportunities that people like Diddy, Sean Combs, Puffy, Love has had over the years to eat off of their hard work. So to hear him say this, it was refreshing as well as depressing at the same time, because again, this is what I was saying. But it also just makes me feel even worse for these people, because I can't imagine what it feels like to put my hard work and efforts into stuff and to see the person that I thought was there to support me and help me. And yeah, I'm kind of low-key working for them, but yet and still they're living lavishly off of what I have done. And I'm out here struggling. It's crazy. Because he's had artists that have been homeless, that have worked in fast food restaurants. And I'm not laughing at it because it's not funny, but it's just like weird to hear this being said, to know that this is what has been happening and to see that this is the type of life that he has been living. Just so lavish off of mainly the hard work and efforts of the artists that were signed to his label. He's no good. He's no good. So I'm glad somebody's coming out here and speaking about it, because I don't think Cameron really considered that when he thought that it was a win, when he came out and reported that his homeboy, now his, I guess, business partner, because they have that podcast that they do now. It's like a sports podcast called It Is What It Is. And so they work together a lot. At one point, many, many years ago, they were friends, and then I guess they became enemies and fell out, and now they're friends again. Cool. So I guess he was trying to celebrate the fact that his now friend and business partner got something finally that he had asked for years ago, and he called him out for years ago. But that really wasn't a win. So yeah, Puffy, he didn't do a good thing. I don't remember, but I know that there's a scripture in the Bible that even talks about how when someone comes to you the first time and you have the ability to give them what they're asking for the first time, you don't turn them away and tell them to come back later. And that is almost equivalent, almost, but worse, to what Diddy has done over the years. He has had the ability to give when it was asked upon him. Not saying that if it wasn't asked upon him to give someone their publishing, give someone their whatever, that he would just do it out of the kindness of his heart. I don't think most people just do that, period, right? But if it was asked of him, like it was, like May said, he asked him about it years ago and also gave him money that he didn't need, and he turned him down. And then that was allegedly in 2020. Now here we are at almost the end of 2023, and you're claiming that you turned down a 9-figure deal and decided to give the artist their publishing rights. I honestly don't even believe I honestly, in my personal opinion, I do not even believe that he was offered 9 figures. My personal opinion, I could be wrong, but you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I feel that that was something that he added to make it seem like he was really, really being generous. It's like, look, I could have made 9 figures off of this catalog. I don't really need it. So I'm just going to go ahead and give my artists their publishing and say, hey, this is what I was offered for the catalog. So here you go. Take the publishing and go and do what you can with it. May God bless you and may heaven smile upon you. I don't think that really happened. My personal opinion is I feel that that was something that he added to the story to just make it seem like he was being extremely generous. But I just believe that he's full of crap. And he doesn't do anything out of the kindness of his heart. And there's definitely been a lot of questions about him and the passing of the twins' mother and his son's mother. I don't even want to say her name. I don't want to trigger anything. But there's definitely been a lot of questions surrounding that. And why wasn't it him? You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like the evil continue to live, which is one of the reasons why sometimes I feel like this literally is hell on earth. Because do you ever wonder why it seems like the evil, horrible people tend to live very long lives, and then a lot of people who seem to be very good people, they lose their lives much earlier? It just sucks. So it's like, I just believe that he was not offered 9 figures for the catalog. I believe that he added that to make the story seem like he was just being extremely generous and wanted to do something for the artist as a send-off, especially now that he's about to be honored for 30 years of his work in the industry. I just don't believe that story. My personal opinion. Again, I could be wrong, but unless I see the paperwork, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. But you might. So you can let me know your thoughts about it. But some of the people that were commenting on the Neighborhood Talk with what Mark Curry had to say, someone said, Diddy's been filed. This was a calculated move. He waited 30 years, got all he could. Now he gives back crumbs. Cold as hell. Again, that's what I was saying. And someone else said, we love an educated black man, and that's exactly what this man is. If y'all don't understand what he's saying, I'm genuinely concerned about the magnitude of brainwashing Diddy has bestowed on you. And you know what? It's true, because there are a lot of people who worship and idolize these people. So the ones who just can't see the forest for the trees, don't see that this is a crooked industry, and don't see that he is actually corrupt and crooked. It's just because they low-key idolize him. And sometimes people, they try to live vicariously through some of these people, or they feel like if I admire this person and esteem them to a high level, then maybe at some point in time, I could become somewhat like them. Maybe not be them, maybe not do exactly the things that they have done. But a lot of people do really feel that way. That's why you have, even not to compare, but that's why you have a lot of people who are in these podcasting situations now that are terrible people, that say terrible things, that make terrible claims. And then you get a lot of people who follow them, like them, and support them, and even contribute to them, because in some way they feel like they can obtain what this person has. They can live vicariously through them, or they can obtain the things that the people are saying. Like, just using this as an example, the guy who's no longer living, Kevin Samuels, when he was speaking a lot of things that were really supposed to be helping men, but they were things that were corrective measures for men, a lot of men didn't follow him, listen to him, and support him. But when he started tearing down women and telling women what they needed to expect if they wanted to be able to be with a man who was quote unquote high value, they have to get used to being cheated on. They have to get used to being not number one. They have to get themselves ready to have sex at will, drop the panties whenever. And I didn't listen to him, so I'm not saying these are exact words he was saying. I'd never listened to him, never subscribed to him, never followed him. I've only seen clips of things that he has said and done, but I've seen enough to know what I'm speaking of. But he got a lot of male support because they were hoping that they could get someone like he is speaking about or speaking to. And most real men didn't listen to Kevin Samuels. I'm grateful, thankful to say that I've been married to a man for 25 years who is an amazing, thankful, blessed, godly, man that never listened to that bull. Never listened to that bull. And there are a lot of great men out here that never listen to that type of bull. You know what I mean? Because they know better than that. The types of men that would listen to Kevin Samuels are not the type of men that any woman should or would want to be in a relationship with. But the men, the guys, I didn't even say men, the males that would listen to him, they would hope that they could attract somebody like these types of women that were calling in asking for his advice and his opinions, and they're listening to that trash. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying by that is I'm just basically saying that a lot of people, they look up to celebrity, they worship celebrity. What Tone Talks, if you've never listened to his commentary on YouTube, you need to go and check him out. I've been subscribed to his channel for years, and he does speak a lot about these celebrities, and especially the Black celebrities, and what he calls the decadent veil. And what that essentially means is that corporations and entities, they have the select few that they will allow to get behind the gates to make the money, to do the things that they're doing. And they live this opulent lifestyle, and that really is a trick to get normal everyday people to buy into this luxury lifestyle that they really can't afford to live. They really shouldn't be out here trying to get Balenciaga and Balmain and Birkin bags and all this other stuff that really means nothing at the end of it all, because the stuff is extremely expensive that you really can't afford. You know what I mean? Like, because it just doesn't even make any sense based on how much money you make and your net worth. But they will use celebrity to push these brands, to put these things in front of you, and then you aspire to look like them, live like them, feel like them, smell like them, whatever. But it's really not something that you, at the place that you are right now, could or should have. Not saying that you're not worthy of good things, but don't get caught up in the idolization of these people thinking that they're all good when really they aren't. A lot of them are not. And Puffy really is one of those people who isn't. So for him to come out and say these things, I'm happy to hear it. I'm quite sure that Diddy could care less. He's cared less before. He could care less now. But I'm happy to hear that somebody's speaking out on it. We'll see if anyone else comes out and speaks their piece on the situation. I'm sure a lot of them have the thoughts, but are they going to speak their piece in the public space, like on TikTok or Instagram or whatever? But anyway, guys, I would love to know what you think about this. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.